This is my 2017 86, and it's hot as hell out here. But I'm gonna teach you guys how to drive manual today. Oh my God! I have so many people ask me how to drive manual. Can you teach me? Is it easy? Is it hard? I'm scared to do it. I don't want to break your car. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. It's easy.
It's easy.
Get in the car, watch this video, and I promise you, by the end of the video, you will know how to drive manual. And if you don't, I don't know what to tell you. Basically, it's a super easy process. I'm not gonna waste any more time. Let's just get into it. All right, it is extremely hot out here, so I'm gonna make this really fast. So hopefully you learn within the next 5 to 10 minutes how to drive manual. One of the first things to do that I've always noticed in a lot of videos that a lot of people didn't do is tell you to adjust your seat so that you can reach the clutch and push it all the way to the floor, but it's comfortable. Now I'm a little bit on the shorter side, so I sit a little bit closer, but I can push the clutch in and it doesn't feel like I have to stretch really far or use the top of my toes, because if you use the top of your toes, you're too far. But if you're pushing it in to the point where your legs shouldn't be all the way straight in my opinion, but it should be comfortable for you. So if you're having to stretch all the way to push it, you're too far. And if you're going like this, like just barely putting down your foot on the clutch, then you're too close. So you want to put it somewhere where you're comfortable, where you can put it all the way in, but when you pull it out, you still have room.
That's what she said.
It's really a comfort factor. So whenever you're shifting, you're able to put the clutch into a place where you're comfortable putting it all the way down and pulling it all the way back out. Just sit where you're comfortable, where you can reach everything and it's all right there. So everyone knows that in a manual car, you have 3 pedals. On the far right, you have your gas pedal, middle is brake, left is clutch. Now, that should be the standard. Now, if you drive anything else, I don't know what the fuck you're driving then. So basically, when you get in the car, one of the problems is that a lot of people have is finding that comfort spot for the clutch where it grabs. Now, every car is different that you're gonna drive, so the thing is you have to remember that every car is different. It's not gonna be the same thing for every single car. So the thing is, with my car, I know where it's at. I know when I pull the clutch out, it grabs right here, and then the rest is just the top. So the thing is, when you first get into a manual car and you wanna understand how to drive it, before you even turn the car on, before you even do anything, put the clutch in all the way, find out where it stops, pull it out. Just get a feel for the clutch. I know it sounds weird, but you'll feel it. You'll feel where it'll come up, and then right when you'll feel it grab. Like the clutch will feel different on your foot. And understand where the clutch is gonna grab and where it's not grabbing. So once you get a feel for that and you understand where the clutch grabs, that's half the battle right there. Because putting the car in gear and shifting it, it's all about that feel. Every car is similar, but every car has a different grabbing point. Like the first car I ever drove was on the 370 and it grabbed right at the top. My car grabs not at the top, but it's close to it. So every car is different. So one of the things that you always want to remember when you're in a manual car is that the car is in neutral, and a way to check that is if you shake the shifter left to right, because if it's in gear, it's not going to move. But if it's in neutral, it'll switch all the way around. It'll go left and right. And if it's in a gear, it's not going to do anything. So the thing is, what you want to remember is when you start the car, you brakes up, because if it's down, your car will roll. But what you want to do is, so you're going to put your keys in. You want to put your foot on the clutch and start the car. Now what you want to remember is to make sure that the car's not in gear, because if it's in gear, it will stall. So one of the things that you want to remember is when you're driving your car, when you're starting it up the first time, you want to go, foot on the brake. Then what you're going to do is you're going to release your brake. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to put your foot on the clutch all the way in. Go into first gear. So now that you're in first gear, your foot's on the clutch. Now if you take it off the clutch, what's going to happen is the car is going to stall. Now I don't want to stall my car, but if you pull the clutch out, the car's going to jerk. It's going to be an ugly mess. It's going to be terrible. So what you want to do is you'll take your foot off the brake. And so once your foot's off the brake, the car's going to roll, of course. It's obvious. But this is where you're going to feel out the clutch. So what you're going to do is you're going to slowly pull your foot off the clutch, and you'll start to feel the car move. You'll hear it, and you can hear the difference, and then that's when you'll give it gas. Now, one of the most common things that a lot of people do that I see when they stall is that they'll give it too much gas, and then that'll jump the clutch. And what that means is, or not jump the clutch, but you're kind of dumping the clutch, because what'll happen is people won't pull it out slow enough, and then they'll give it too much gas and they'll either stall or the car will jerk forward. Now, a way to avoid that is when you're in gear, right, and the car starts to move, you just want to feed into it real easy. That'll let the car start to roll. Now that you're moving, you can take your foot off the clutch and just give it gas. Now again, what you're gonna wanna do is put on the brake, release the e-brake, put on the clutch, put it in first gear, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna start to slowly pull the clutch out. The feel it start to roll, you'll feel it grab, and that's when you give it gas. Through it one more time. So what you're gonna wanna do is you wanna make sure your e-brake's on, your e-brake is on, you're in neutral, you're not in gear, car's off. So you want to put your keys in, foot on the brake, clutch in, car starts right up. Then what you want to do is release your e-brake, take your car, put your foot on the clutch, first gear, then slowly come off the clutch, start to give it just a little bit of gas, and you're good. And it's the same thing when you're shifting through gears. All you're gonna wanna do is, once you're up to a normal speed, now every car is different when you're driving them. My car, it's roughly around 2,500. Just put your clutch in, pull it down to second, keep going. Damn, dude, that fusion. Whew. So just remember, whenever you're starting to drive manual with clutch, it's really simple. It doesn't have to be overly complicated. I taught myself. I watched a couple videos. They weren't really helpful. And I mean, hopefully this was helpful because I pointed out things that worked for me. The way I learned is I was playing Forza. If you look on my channel, I make the manual with clutch tutorials, and then I decided to just go to a dealership and just practice what I was preaching. I just went and tried it, and that's the thing with manual. Like, you can watch as many videos as you like, and you just have to try it. You just have to go out there and try it on your friend's car, go to a dealership, lie about it, just try it. I stalled out 13 times. It was on a hill, so I'm not really proud of that, but I learned, and that's the thing. So you just got to try it, and you just got to do it. When I first bought my first manual car, it was the 2016 Scion FRS. It was on my channel, and now it's a crushed up beer can. But I learned, I took the time. So to close out this video, just remember, keys in the ignition, foot on the brake, e-brake up, neutral. Start the car, put your foot on the clutch, start it. Then what you want to do is keep your foot on that brake, put the e-brake down, put your foot on the clutch, put it in first gear, ease the clutch out. Once you start to feel the car move, then give it just a little bit of gas. And then once you start to go, you'll take your foot off the clutch and you'll be good to go. Hopefully this video does help. And if it does help, leave a like, share it with a friend, show somebody else so we can help everyone else drive manual. Because it's a really easy process, and I have a lot of people